Ooh, that was beautiful. I like how it's fading, how there's no, clear stop to the song, which fits to the song for obvious reasons, fade to black. But also because, again, up until the very end, there's this battle, this turmoil. It fits to me because when we're talking mental strain, we're talking mental health and depression, it is a battle. Even though a big aspect of depression is hopelessness and a feeling of despair, there is still turmoil. It's not just people lethargically laying there going, I'm done. We may picture Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh as the epitome of depression, but depression and wanting to give up, wanting to fade to black, wanting to say goodbye and thinking that death greets you warm, that death is a welcome thing, is not just this passive, oh well. There's strain, there's fight, there's turmoil, there's Hey everyone, it's me, Rosalie. Welcome to the ultimate YouTube channel all about world music, psychology, education, and encouragement. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm checking out Metallica, Fade to Black. Shout out to my fellow reactor, Amanda, who introduced me to this song, and I decided I would like to check it out as well. Go check out her reaction to this. This is a very powerful song, I've been told. Here we go. Make sure to subscribe, and welcome to the ride. Guys, I will start over. What I like here already is, and that's one of the things I find powerful about music, is how multifaceted it can be. You have the chord progression of the guitar that's carrying this, fairly straightforward. Then you have this beautiful electric guitar arrangement that's playing over it, if you will, in and of itself creating a certain type of emotion. That in itself, to me, is already setting the tone for where we might be headed here. And because I'm seeing the image, right, the lightning, it fits to me with lightning, but that's because I have the imagery in front of me, so it makes me think that that kind of correlates the way the electric guitar is playing. Let me start over. Ooh, singing. Don't be mad, guys. I want to say, for some, when we look at a band or we hear something, some music, sometimes, I guess depending on if you're a drummer, electric guitar player, singer, but sometimes it almost feels like we'll focus on the vocals or the singer or the front man, right? But music is so powerful and beautiful because it's this reminder that everybody, every instrument, every element is so significant. We haven't even heard any singing here yet, but yet the guitar is doing the singing. The guitar is speaking to us. And that is powerful to remember, It's not just the vocalist. It doesn't have to be someone standing there front and center singing or vocalizing or even putting in words what has to be said. It's all the instruments doing the talking so far. Ooh, that was beautiful.
Life it seems will fade away, drifting far
I thought somebody was knocking for a second. That bass. I think it's the bass. Sheesh. Bump, 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 bump. Like, wow. The detail, what's phenomenal to me is this is a 7-minute music piece. And it's so crazy how many different variations of chord progressions and note combinations are happening even in this one piece. And it all works, it all flows. It's not chaotic or all over the place. It all flows, but it's like this ride. It's not just verse, chorus, verse, like your predictable notes, and then it goes back to the chorus, and you got your little alteration in the bridge. This is like this, yeah, it's like a ride of all kinds of different musical combinations. That's standing out to me. The e-guitar playing skills here are just off the charts. Like I said in the beginning, even without lyrics, and we'll talk about those in a second, it's this ride. It's so much emotion. It's so much emotion, and it fits to what's being sung about here. But it's almost like this battle with oneself, with depression, with wanting to end things, with wanting to fade to black, to die, to perhaps commit suicide, to end things. But the music to me is beyond just sad or melancholic. It implies to me mental strain, a turmoil, and a battle. I like how it's fading, how there's no, clear stop to the song, which fits to the song for obvious reasons, fade to black. But also because, again, up until the very end, there's this battle, this turmoil. It fits to me because when we're talking mental strain, we're talking mental health and depression, it is a battle, right? It's, even though a big aspect of depression is hopelessness and a feeling of, a despair where you lose motivation, a desire to do anything, not to mention to live. There is still turmoil. It's not just people lethargically laying there going, I'm done, right? We may picture Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh as the idea, the epitome of depression, but depression and wanting to give up, wanting to fade to black, wanting to say goodbye, and thinking that death greets you warm, that death is a welcome thing, and we'll talk about that in a second, is not just this passive, oh, well, there's strain, there's fight, there's turmoil, there's, right? Wanting to scream. That's mental health. That's pain. That's suffering. It's not just this lethargic, passive acceptance of whatever suffering we are experiencing. Very powerful song, and I could see this being very personal to people, either being Metallica fans and having been on this ride of lightning, riding the lightning all these years, just loving this group. But even for those like myself who are just now learning some of their songs, what an epic, timeless piece. I mean, from the guitar playing skills and just riding that guitar, the bass underneath, the drums kicking off to, like I said a moment ago, the variety in note combinations and rhythm and instrumentation. Really creating this ride. It really was like riding the lightning. There was nothing straightforward or predictable about it. Very much like lightning, right? Life, it seems, will fade away, the lyrics say, drifting further every day, getting lost within myself, okay? Usually when we think of loss, right, we may think of losing someone externally, someone we love that is not us. Or we think of losing something, an object, we misplace it, we don't know where it went. Getting lost, not just losing yourself, but getting lost within yourself, to me would imply the deepest form of loss, right? Because we will lose people. People around us fade, they change, they come and go. But when you're lost, when you not only lose yourself, but you're lost within yourself, that's all you ultimately know. We perceive others, we love others, we think we understand them, but we truly are ourselves. That's the only thing, the only person we can really be. And to be lost within yourself is, to me, a very intimate, personal, painful place. drifting further, right? Fading, drifting. This lingo that implies not an abrupt change or something sudden, but something that's creeping in. And I think when it comes to mental health, and this makes me think also of the song "Breaking the Habit" by Linkin Park, because I had just reacted to that also with Amanda. Check out her channel, Mental Amanda, because it was this concept of breaking the habit. It requires work, it requires taking that step. And so when we're thinking of drifting or fading, that is not something sudden that is out of our control. It is something that is slowly increasingly occurring. So there's still plenty of moments in between until it's completely dark for us to make a decision. But it takes work. It's hard. Nothing matters. No one else. I have lost the will to live. Simply nothing more to give. There is nothing more for me. Need the end to set me free. So almost like saying, not almost, maybe literally saying, I need the end to set me free. Death is welcome. In the end, it says, death greets me warm. We usually know death to be cold, right? A body goes cold when it passes. It feels cold when you're suffering, you're grieving, you're mourning the loss of someone. But in this case, it's perceived as a warm greeting. It is perceived as something that will set you free. Things not what they used to be. Missing one inside of me. Deathly loss. This can't be real. I cannot stand this hell I feel. Does this imply that they lost someone? They lost themselves, obviously, but perhaps a disbelief of not recognizing yourself anymore, and maybe even losing others having contributed to that. But that's just a side note. Emptiness is filling me to the point of agony. Agony, what a painful word. Growing darkness taking dawn. I was me, but now he's gone. Ooh, yeah, so no, not losing somebody else. Oneself. I was me, but now he's gone. Me, I'm gone. No one but me can save myself. I think this is powerful, also fitting to the song Breaking the Habit by LP. Because that too, though we have those who lean to faith and say, yes, God can save you, or Jesus can save you, or Allah, or, different faiths will encourage you to look to other places. And there's comfort in that. There's a purpose in faith. There's a purpose in community, in relationship, in therapy, and saying, you know what, I need to go get help. This therapist can help, or my faith, or this God, or such and such. We look externally, and there's power in community and in faith. They have their purpose. But we still have to do the work. So I do like this reminder, no one but me can save them myself. And the way that I grew up, that would have been one of those, that's not true kind of phrases, right? Jesus saves, right? Or, thinking it's God, it's your faith. You have to have stronger faith, or you have to just surrender. But when we're talking about someone who wants to consider ending their life, who welcomes death, who is so in agony, often for them, even the thought of a God saving them, or a therapist, or a friend or family member, that won't necessarily make the cut, because you have those who consider suicide who would even tell you, I did consider my family. I did consider my faith, and, my faith wasn't strong enough. Or God, where's God? He didn't show up. I didn't see him, right? He didn't answer my prayers. I waited and I didn't hear anything. Or you'll have those who say, I did consider my family when I considered losing my life, when I considered ending my life. And I thought they'd be better off. Someone that I've recently spoken to shared this with me. And there's this idea, not so much necessarily of that we forget that there's others that love us, but that for some, they consider those and think that their loved ones would be better off without them. So there is truth to me in saying no one but me can save myself, because it has to come from inside out. It has to be us who says, I am here, I'm alive, I'm breathing right now. I have got to break this habit. I've got to break out. And then the key lyrics continue, quite depressing, and it says, it's too late. I can't think why I should even try, right? It's complete despair to say, I know I'm the one that has to do the work, but I can't think of a reason why I should even try. There's nothing that makes me think that's the reason. This is why. Think about being in such a place. Some of you know what this feels like, and others may have a hard time relating to that, but let's try to empathize with that type of level of suffering and despair. What an incredibly agonizing, lonely place. Yesterday seems as though it never existed. Now, there are those who say the past doesn't exist anymore. All we have is the present, right? It's gone. But in this context, to me, it feels perhaps more like this idea of despair, of what happened before. It's already gone. Like, there's no point. There's no mention of tomorrow, as we can see. There's no perspective of the future. There's not even, dare I say, any awareness of the present except the suffering. No moment of true grounding, right? Deep breathing, using our senses to be present, to ground ourselves and realize, hey, I'm still here, right? That's therapeutic too. There's no groundedness in the present except the experience of current suffering. There's no perspective of the future. There's only the perspective of the agony and the past. But that too is gone. Yesterday feels that it's never as if it's never existed. So what does that imply? Everything that I had before this point, everything I've accomplished, everything that I felt before, any past moments of hope feel like they've never existed. There's no point. Death greets me warm. Very, very hard place. Now I will just say goodbye. And it says fade to black. Very grievous song, but I like what I saw in the comment section. One person said, and they had their comment got 1.4 thousand likes, and I think there's validity. Don't get depressed, get angry. It's Metallica, yo. And now I think and I feel like this is good. I think that comment is therapeutic in my opinion. Here's why. And I think the music and the way that the music was chosen to accompany such a concept of depression and grief. I personally am often tempted to want to end with hope, right? I want a song to end with hope. I say goodbye, but, right, there's hope. I want to fade to black, but I will keep choosing life. You guys know me. I say these things often. Choose life. You were created to create. I want to speak life. That's part of my goal for this community, to pull some of you guys up and to encourage each other so we can lift each other up and find beauty in music and be on these rides and make meaning in life. But quite frankly, when you're dealing with someone who's so depressed and has unhealthy habits, be it a substance abuse, be it sexual habits, be it all kinds of habits that are harmful, just telling them, don't give up, right? Choose life is not going to cut it. There are people who need years and years of therapy where even the therapist has a hard time breaking through, and it requires a specific type of therapy approach, not just some type of school of thought or model, or, well, let's look at this textbook or let's go to this expert. We need relationship. I like that in starting to read this novel by Dr. Yalom. It's a novel actually by this psychiatrist called Lying on the Couch. And even there in this novel, it speaks of, therapy being, what did it say? Let me read it to you. This was a quote that it says, forget that crap about the patient not being ready for therapy. It's the therapy that's not ready for the patient. And so this psychiatrist or psychotherapist in this novel basically expresses you've got to abandon all technique. Trying to be more human, less mechanical is what's necessary. And I like that because I think we need relationship. We don't just need someone who reads a textbook to us or who gives us some type of spiel. And I like that the guitar is so aggressive here. And like this comment said, it's get angry. I like that because if you're able to get angry and not just depressed, I feel like that implies there's still some fight left. And the way that e-guitar was singing and running up and down and the drums were taking off, there was still fight. Okay, so if you are listening to this and there's a level of catharsis you experience listening to this, it's relieving. Maybe it pulls you back into those emotions of grief or sadness or agony. There's something therapeutic about listening to all kinds of music, in my opinion, including metal, including various types of rock. And it's good to feel it. But I would just urge you to try to pay attention to what it's causing in you. If it's cathartic and you're feeling it and you're feeling the emotion, feel it. Ask yourself what you're thinking. Pay attention to your thoughts. Think what you're thinking about. Try to just release them like a train passing by. Just let it scroll on and release. Let it go. Let the feeling wash through you and then move forward. If we over-identify with an artist and a song, and that's, for example, the only song you ever listen to when you're depressed, or you want to fade into black with this song, and once it comes to an end, you're still as hopeless as before, then I would urge you to be cautious not to over-identify with just one type of genre or one type of song. There's different types of music for different types of times. Be bold and expand your horizon. Listen to some Pakistani music. Check out some Bolhu, check out Coke Studio, Nescafe Basement. Branch out and try to let music wash over you. Listen to it. Really listen to it, to the detailed instrumentation, the vocals. Maybe you don't even watch the music video. Get rid of some of that visual stimulation if you're overwhelmed and you're anxious. Be present, feel it, take a breath, experience the music. It's therapy. But I could see this song being therapeutic to many because it either correlates with people's life story and their desire to fade to black and end things and welcome death warmly. But I'm hoping for more of you, it is a motivator, which is why I like that comment so much, to be angry, to feel that agony, feel the depression, and then get angry, because that would imply that there's fight left in you. feel the anger. Anger is a tool. It's a good emotion. Of course, we got to use it wisely, but there's a purpose for it. So yeah, get angry, feel it, work through it, and release it. This is a powerful track. Thank you for sharing this with me, Amanda. Go check out Mental Amanda's song, reaction to this and her channel, and I'll see you on the next ride. What do you think? Comment below. Ayo! Ayo!